But this is now where we can start talking about some of the ethics rules, because the elevator pitch could come into play when violating an ethics rule. Specifically, Rule 1.18, duties to prospective clients. I'm going to read this, so please forgive me. Rule 1.18a says, a person who discusses with a lawyer the possibility of forming a client-lawyer relationship with respect to a matter is a prospective client. Well, when you meet someone, you have to be very careful that you don't create the impropriety of that attorney-client relationship. So what happens at a networking event is that invariably, after you've been asked, what do you do, and you explain to them using both your audio business card and the fact that you're an attorney, somebody will say to you, you know, I might have a lawsuit, and here are the facts of the case, and they'll start talking. This could be a violation of this rule. Yes, we're taking this to an extreme. However, technically it is a violation if the attorney starts chatting about the facts of the case and the client then thinks he may have an attorney to work with. Or if you give advice during this situation. Please don't do that. Certainly, one of the things that you can do is you can turn around to this person and say, you know, this is not an appropriate place or forum for us to be discussing this. So why don't you give me a call at my office tomorrow? Or if you give me your business card, I'll call you when is the best time. And this is a much more appropriate response when somebody starts talking about cases. The other thing is that this could be a violation of Rule 1.6, which we'll discuss a little bit more in depth further on. But the 1.6 rule is about confidentiality. About confidentiality of information, and also the conflict of interest rules 1.7 through 1.11. The conflict of interest rule comes into play here is if you don't know if your firm is representing the adversary of this person who's chatting with you now, this could be a conflict of interest. Again, excuse yourself from the conversation, change the conversation into something else, and make sure that they know that you're going to go back to the office, make sure there's no conflict of interest, and certainly you'll be more than happy to discuss this with them at a later and more appropriate date.